With this new definition, the reauthorization of IDEA in 1997 preserved the term transition services and included numerous additions to strengthen services provided to students with disabilities to encourage positive post-school outcomes. Related services were added as a possible transition service, and the definition of special education was expanded to include the preparation of students with disabilities to transition to life after school. Course of study was added to transition services. Transition planning was to begin at age 14 rather than 16. And students must be informed of the transfer of rights at least 1 year in advance of reaching the age of majority. In 2004, the reauthorization of IDEA once again refined the purpose of special education to provide a free and appropriate public education to prepare students with disabilities for further education, employment, and independent living. IDEA 2004 moved transition planning for students with disabilities back to age 16 and mandated all IEPs for students with disabilities ages 16 and older include appropriate, measurable post-secondary goals in the areas of education, employment, and when appropriate, independent living based on age-appropriate transition assessment. IDEA 2004 does not specifically define transition assessment. However, Division of Career Development and Transition, DCDT, explained transition assessment as an ongoing process of collecting data on the individual's needs, preferences, and interests as they relate to the demands of current and future working, educational, living, personal, and social environments. Transition legislation did not happen overnight, and many transition models have been used along the way to improve post-school outcomes of individuals with disabilities. Let's take a look at some of the early transition models. The 1963 Vocational Education Act served a foundational role in the history of today's transition planning services for students with disabilities. The purpose of this act was to maintain and improve vocational programs to support individuals who had disadvantages in the areas of academics or socioeconomic status to obtain vocational education. The Vocational Education Act provided federal funding for work-study training and demonstration programs. To form work-study programs, local education agencies teamed with state rehabilitation agencies to create educational opportunities for students with disabilities that incorporated social, vocational, and academic curricula. In a work-study program, a classroom teacher served as the work coordinator and designated a portion of the school day to placing students with disabilities into work settings. Students in this program would earn school credit, gain valuable work experience, and have the opportunity to work with the state rehabilitation agency before leaving high school. Sounds great, right? What could possibly go wrong? Two problems arose with work study. First, the local education agency and the state rehabilitation agency split the work coordinator's salaries. School administrators did not heavily support this division in monies due to the requirement of supervision by the state rehabilitation agency over the school system. Second, the passage of two laws, the Rehabilitation Act Amendments of 1973 and the Education for All Handicapped Children Act of 1975, no longer allowed the state rehabilitation agency to pay a portion of teacher salaries, and work-study programs fell out of favor with most school systems. The need for employment training and opportunities for students with disabilities remained after the abolishment of most work-study programs.